Welcome to the Classic Soap Operas podcast. Get ready, because we are diving headfirst into the incredible, dramatic, and often utterly unbelievable world of Salem during the 1990s.
Oh, yeah. This is a decade of days of our lives that basically redefined chaos.
It really did. And we've got some great info here that's going to guide us through the madness year by year. We're going to unpack, the wildest plots, the most shocking reveals.
And explore how these characters somehow survived it all, honestly.
That's it. We're going deep. Think exploding ships, multiple fake deaths, paternity tests that would make your head spin.
Right. We'll see how the show built these really intricate, often, frankly, outlandish narratives that somehow kept viewers totally hooked.
Exactly. So our mission today is to take a good look at this wild ride, understand what made 90s Salem tick.
Huh?
Or maybe explode is more like it.
Probably more accurate.
And what some of these incredible storylines tell us about classic soap opera storytelling itself. So let's jump right in with 1990. This year really set the foundation, didn't it, for the kind of insanity we're going to see.
Oh, absolutely. 1990 kicked off with this foundational mystery, all tied to the Toscano family. Remember the search for that key?
Vaguely, yeah. Didn't that lead to Loretta Toscano's diary?
Exactly. And that diary wasn't just, casual reading.
No kidding. It dropped a major bombshell. Isabella Toscano, she's actually Victor Kiriakis' daughter.
Oh, boom. Right there.
You can only imagine the emotional fallout from that, especially for Isabella and for Jack Devereaux, who were, deeply involved at that point.
Totally. Isabella always thought her father was the really cruel Ernesto Toscano, so finding out her blood ties were actually to Victor, the town's, major villain by marriage, that had to shake her entire world.
And it escalated so fast with the Toscanos. Ernesto Toscano, Loretta's widower, he just becomes this huge bad guy almost immediately.
Yeah, he arranges that cruise ship voyage, on the Loretta, no less. Seemed celebratory, but it was deadly.
And it dramatically explodes.
Of course it explodes. That's rule number one, right?
Pretty much. And who gets conveniently stranded on an island after this? Just a few key players who needed some, let's say, intense, close-quarters drama.
Yep. Jack, Jennifer, Julie, Victor, Beau, Roman, and Hope. All stuck together.
Classic soap writing. Isolate your core cast, throw them into chaos, see what happens.
And it definitely forced some dynamics, forged new bonds, too. Amidst all that chaos, Jack and Jennifer, they shared their first real romantic connection there on the island.
But meanwhile, back with Ernesto, his villainy just kept going. He takes Isabella prisoner.
But Roman Brady, ever the hero, he manages to rescue her. Phew.
But Ernesto wasn't done proving he was the new big bad in town. This is peak soap opera absurdity. He holds Hook Brady in a cage.
A cage.
Rigged to explode over a vat of acid.
Of acid? You can't make this stuff up. Well, they did.
And Hope was, naturally, presumed dead after this horrifying event.
Just wow.
Acid vats.
Presumed dead. They were setting the bar incredibly high for outlandish plots right at the start of the decade. What does that even tell us? It tells us the show was already comfortable pushing boundaries, leveraging these extreme scenarios for shock value, dramatic exits that, let's be honest, in the soap world are rarely permanent.
So true. That presumed death sent shockwaves, though, through Salem and the audience.
But 1990 wasn't just exploding ships and acid vats, right? There was a lot happening on the relationship front, often interrupted by chaos, of course.
Like Steve and Kayla, huge super couple. They tried to remarry, but the wedding gets interrupted. Why?
Because Kayla was wrongly arrested for the unaliving of Marina Toscano, Ernesto's sister.
Wedding interrupted by an arrest. Naturally. The drama never waits.
Nope. Then in jail, Kayla gives birth to their daughter, Stephanie.
And because this is Salem, and apparently no baby is safe, little Stephanie is immediately kidnapped.
By a deranged nanny named Willow. It's unbelievable.
So the hunt for Stephanie becomes this global search. Kayla escapes jail seems easy enough.
Right. And she and Steve follow the trail all the way to Australia. Nice location shoot for them.
And who do they find there? Beau and Hope, who is somehow not presumed dead anymore.
Yeah, she survived the acid vat situation, probably climbed out when no one was looking. It happens.
Because presumed dead almost never sticks. So together in Australia, they find Stephanie, bring her back. Good.
And then the truth about Marina's unaliving finally came out. Kayla was cleared. Turns out Isabella had accidentally unalived Marina.
Accidentally?
In self-defense during a struggle, and she just blocked the traumatic memory. Repressed it.
The repressed memory trope. That brings up that psychological drama aspect they like to play with.
Exactly. It added a layer to the typical crime plot, explains how a character could do something serious without remembering it. Isabella was acquitted.
Okay, so while all that was going on, global searches, repressed memories, other couples were just trying to live life back in Salem.
Well, just trying is relative in Salem. Justin and Adrienne, another core couple, they remarried.
And Jennifer was caught in that classic romantic triangle, right?
Yeah.
Between Jack, her new island flame, and Emilio Toscano, Isabella's brother.
Yep.
Triangles? Check. Kidnappings? Check. Presumed deaths? Check. What else happened in 90? Oh, Kim Brady's pregnancy drama.
Right. She wasn't sure if the father was Cal Verner or Shane Donovan.
And Cal, being Cal, manipulated the situation to make it look like the baby was his. Caused huge problems for her marriage to Shane.
So what did she do?
Ultimately, Kim decided to leave town with her daughter, Jeannie, to protect her from Cal, basically. Understandable.
Smart move. We also had a significant arrival in 1990, Dr. Carly Manning.
Yeah, Justin and Adrienne met her on their honeymoon in Tahiti, of all places. She came back to Salem with them.
And she quickly connected with her old boarding school friend, Jennifer Horton.
And Jennifer, being loyal, maybe a bit naive, she decides to help Carly avoid an arranged marriage.
It too, someone bad.
Oh, yeah. The very wealthy, very powerful, and very sinister Lawrence Alamain.
Uh-oh. So how did Jennifer help?
In a truly wild twist, Jennifer agreed to take Carly's place, pretend to be her.
That sounds like a terrible idea. It was. Lawrence figured out the scheme pretty fast. And then, well, in a really horrific and impactful moment, he raped her.
Oh, wow. That's dark.
Yeah, it was a really difficult storyline. Shocking for the time. It deeply affected Jennifer, obviously, and set up years of conflict.
That definitely casts a shadow. And it connects to Jack, too, right?
Huh.
Because 1990 also dug into his traumatic past.
It did. We learned his adoptive father, Harper Devereaux, was a murderer, and his natural father, Duke Johnson, was violent.
That explains so much about Jack, those deep-seated issues he had, always pushing Jennifer away, fighting his own demons.
It's fascinating how they use those dark backstories, right, to explain character behavior, create obstacles for popular couples.
But Jack and Jennifer's bond, despite everything, was strong. When Lawrence held Jennifer captive again,
Because of course he did.
Jack rescued her. Even with all his internal struggles, he came through for her. It showed that deep, complex connection they had.
Meanwhile, Dr. Carly Manning, she started getting romantically involved with Beau Brady.
Okay, new couple alert.
But tragedy struck late in the year. Steve Johnson, Patch, Beau's brother, Kayla's husband, a really beloved character.
What happened?
He was killed, died in Kayla's arms after an accident orchestrated by Lawrence Alamain.
No, Patch. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Fans must have been devastated.
They were. It was huge. And believing Lawrence was directly responsible, Shane and Kayla actually left town. They went to Alamain's country to investigate.
And Lawrence just couldn't stop himself, could he?
Nope. He engineered an earthquake there.
An earthquake.
Yeah. The group survived somehow. And Lawrence, despite causing deaths, kidnappings, earthquakes, he ends the year right back in Salem, plodding away.
It's just the Salem universe operates on its own logic, doesn't it? Dramatic potential trumps consequences every time.
Pretty much. And one last thing for 1990. April Devereaux, feeling abandoned after Mike Horton left town for volunteer work, she married Nick Corelli.
Right.
And shortly after their wedding, Nick was mysteriously unalived, left as a cliffhanger for the next year.
Okay, recap time. 1990. Exploding ships, island survival, acid vat escapes, kidnapped babies, repressed memories, a horrific grape, a major character death, Patch gone, and a cliffhanger unaliving. That was packed.
Packed is an understatement. So let's move into 1991. Did it let up?
Somehow I doubt it.
You doubt correctly. 1991 started with another unaliving, right at the Alamain New Year's party.
Who got it this time?
Emilio Toscano. Jennifer's former love interest, Isabella's brother. Killed.
Wow, parties are dangerous in Salem.
Apparently. Meanwhile, Carly Manning, the new doctor in town, she became Victor Kiriakis' doctor, and in a surprise twist, he fell in love with her.
Oh, Victor in love. That spells trouble for somebody, usually the object of his affection.
Pretty much. And true to form, he manipulated the situation. Carly still loved Beau, but Victor engineered things. Miscommunications, lies.
Let me guess. She ended up marrying Victor.
She accepted his proposal and they exchanged vows, a wedding built entirely on manipulation and misunderstanding. Classic soup conflict.
While that disaster was brewing, some family units were shifting. Angelica Devereaux, Jack's sister, Justin's ex, she came back.
Right, initially trying to skip town with her son Alexander, but she had a change of heart. Decided Justin and Adrienne would be better parents, returned the boy.
That's surprisingly selfless for Angelica.
It was. And then Adrienne discovered she was finally pregnant. After the birth of their son, also named Alexander, Justin and Adrian made a big move.
Ah, the family exit. I remember this. Justin, Adrienne, baby Alexander, and their adopted twins, Victor and Joseph.
Packed up and moved to Texas, marked the departure of a core family unit, for a while anyway. Shows characters could escape the drama sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
What about Lawrence Alamain? Did he face any consequences for the grape in 1990?
Jennifer pressed charges, and he was actually jailed, briefly, but it showed some justice was possible.
Briefly is the key word, I imagine.
Yeah. Kimberly Brady also got involved with him after she returned to town. Shows he was still around, still influential despite his crimes.
Okay, so Lawrence is still lurking. What about the Nick Corelli unaliving from the end of 1990? Did we find out who did it?
We did. Joe Johnson confessed to Nick's unaliving. She was institutionalized. Closed that plot thread.
Good. And the manipulated marriage between Carly and Victor. How long did that last?
Not long. Carly and Beau finally reunited after her marriage to Victor was annulled. Their destined love story prevailed.
A sigh of relief for Beau and Carly fans, I bet.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Melissa Horton was arrested for Emilio's unaliving, the New Year's party one, but it turned out to be an accident. Tragic misunderstanding.
More paternity drama. Please tell me there's more paternity drama.
You know it, Sarah Horton. Dr. Neil Curtis was revealed as her sperm donor father.
Okay.
And in a classic soap complication, Neil was having an affair with Maggie Horton, Sarah's mother figure.
No, oh Maggie.
Yeah. This led to Sarah leaving town with Melissa. Too much drama.
Understandable. Any new faces in 91?
Yep. The Schofield family arrived. Brothers Tanner and Brian got involved with Molly Brinker and her rediscovered mom, Ginger. But old villains weren't gone. Cal Verner escaped jail.
Of course he did. Escape seems to be a skill in Salem. And he went after Kayla.
Kidnapped Kayla, yes. But she was rescued. Add another notch for the heroes.
And shortly after that, didn't Kim and Shane get some big news?
Huge news, a major paternity twist. Kim's daughter, Jeannie, turns out she was Shane's daughter all along, not Cal's.
Another secret baby reveal. A soap staple.
Absolutely. And Victor wasn't done trying to get Carly back either. He tried to unalive Beau multiple times.
Multiple times.
Yep, and even faked his own death, only to be found later in Mexico.
Faked his own death.
Wow. It was in Mexico that Beau and Carly, trying to escape all this chaos, had a spiritual wedding ceremony. Non-legal, but declared their love, solidified their bond despite Victor.
They needed that moment. Back in Salem, Jack and Eve's business marriage. That ended, right?
Ended in divorce. And Eve and Frankie Donovan fell in love and moved to Africa, another pair exiting Salem.
Happens a lot. But the big wedding of 1991.
Jack and Jennifer finally tied the knot.
Yes. After all the back and forth, the grape, the kidnappings, they finally became Mr. and Mrs. Devereaux. Huge moment for fans.
It was huge. And the Brady DiMera saga, that intensified massively in 1991. Set up years of conflict.
What happened?
Isabella denounced her father, Victor, cemented her independence, continued her relationship with Roman Brady, or who she thought was Roman.
Right, John Black.
Exactly.
Right.
But then, after 5 years away, Marlena Evans returned to Salem.
Whoa, big return.
Huge. And shortly after that, the real Roman Brady returned.
No way. 2 Romans.
Yes. The shock. John Black, who'd believed he was Roman for years because of Stefano's brainwashing, his whole identity just crumbled.
I can't even imagine.
And to complicate it even more, Isabella was pregnant with his child, John's child, who they'd named Brady.
Wow. And Stefano, where was he in all this?
Stefano appeared to die again, this time in Mexico, left behind damaged clues about John's true identity, hinting at that whole big mystery surrounding John Black.
Okay, 1991 recap. Murders, manipulated marriages, family exits, paternity swaps, kidnapped babies return, escaped villains, fake deaths, major character returns leading to huge identity questions, and a super couple wedding. Another incredibly busy year.
Very busy, just throwing everything at the wall.
Yeah.
So let's dive into 1992. Did the drama continue to escalate?
Is the sky blue? Let's hear it.
Indeed it did. New families kept arriving, stirring the pot. The Torres family, led by Rafi, showed up and immediately caused trouble. Kidnapped Beau Brady.
Kidnapped, oh, okay.
And while Beau was missing, Lawrence Alamain, persistent as ever, tried to win Carly back. He failed, though.
Good, who rescued Beau?
The real Roman Brady, proving his hero status again.
Nice. But the big story of 92 is really John Black's identity, right? Building on 91.
Absolutely. First, Danielle Stevens arrived claiming to be John's wife. Turned out she was a con artist named Romulus trying to frame him.
Just adding confusion.
Exactly. Then Vivian Alamein arrived with an even more shocking claim, tied into the whole Alamein family history.
What was it?
She insisted John Black was actually Forrest Alamein, Lawrence's long-lost, presumed dead brother.
Forrest Alamein?
Yep. She and Lawrence had kept it secret for years. The reveal came during this dramatic confrontation. John found Lawrence in bed with Carrie Brady.
Oh no, Carrie, who John helped raise. Like a daughter.
Exactly. The paternal rage. John almost unalived Lawrence.
I bet.
And Lawrence, fearing for his life, finally spilled the truth. John is Forrest Alamein.
Devastating for John. His whole identity ripped away again. But he got the Alamein fortune, right?
He did. But what's really interesting about John, and there's a lot about his character, despite this shocking past rooted in villainy, he used the fortune for charity, built a legitimate foundation, showed his inherent goodness.
That really speaks volumes about him. No matter who they told him he was still John Black deep down.
Exactly. Other things were happening too, setting up future plots. Bo became a police officer, new role for him.
Okay.
Carly admitted something sad from her past. She had had a child who died shortly after delivery, a secret that would resurface. Oh, wow. Hidden pain.
And Vivian's foster son, Nicky, arrived.
Yeah.
A new young character.
The Hortons and Donovans also had a rough 1992, didn't they?
Yeah, big challenges. Jennifer found out she was pregnant with Jack's child.
Abigail.
Right. But Jack, in a classic soap misunderstanding, believed he was dying. So he pulled away from her. Caused friction right as their family was starting. Abby was born amidst all that turmoil.
So stressful. What else?
Kimberly Brady returned. Got hit by a car driven by a drunken Roger Lombard.
Oh, no.
But wait. In a moment of pure soap opera miracle, the sight of the accident involving his ex-wife caused the paralyzed Shane Donovan to jump up and walk a little.
You're kidding? A psychosomatic recovery.
Totally. He kept improving. But then Kim, his ex-wife, developed multiple personality disorder, traded one health crisis for another in that family.
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Roger Lombard's wife, Stella, she thought Marlena was having an affair with Roger.
Yep. Roger was Marlena's patient. Stella, driven by jealousy, kidnapped Marlena, held her hostage in an abandoned factory boiler room. Good grief. Who rescued her this time? Let me guess. John Black.
You got it. Strengthening their bond even further amidst the chaos.
More family drama for John, too, wasn't there? And tragedy.
Yeah, really sad. Isabella gave birth to John's son Brady on their wedding day. A moment of joy.
Quickly followed by sorrow.
Exactly. Isabella was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer soon after. Died in John's arms in Italy just months later.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. A major character death. Ended that arc. Cemented baby Brady's future in Salem.
Really emotional exit for her. And the secrets didn't stop. Lizanne Gardner, a schemer, was unalived.
Who did it?
Turns out young Nicky, Vivian's foster son, was inadvertently responsible.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah. And then, in a massive secret kept from everyone, including Bo, who was investigating, Carly and Lawrence discovered Nicky was actually their long-lost son.
What? Carly and Lawrence had a secret baby together.
Apparently. Adding a huge hidden layer to their already complicated history.
Wow. 1992 also saw some really important arrivals, didn't it?
Yeah.
Set up the rest of the decade.
Crucial arrivals. Billy Reed and her brother, Austin Reed.
Austin and Carrie. And Billy.
Yep. Carrie befriended Billy, who was a former drug addict, and then Carrie fell hard for Austin. This set up that major, long-running romantic triangle that defined so much of the 90s.
Okay, 1992 recap. Major identity crises resolved, and new ones hinted at.
Yeah.
Tragic deaths, miraculous recoveries, new families arriving, massive paternity secrets kept under wraps, and the arrival of Austin, Carrie, and Billy. Phew. That brings us to a gap.
That's right. The material we have access to covers 1990, 91, 92, and then jumps to 1996.
So we're missing the details for 93, 94, and 95.
Yep, 3 missing years.
Leaves a bit of a mystery, doesn't it? What kind of wild plots, shocking reveals, or character exits happened then? We saw major characters leave, new ones arrive, huge secrets being kept, villains still plotting at the end of 92.
Based on the trajectory, we can only speculate the drama must have continued, maybe even reached new levels of absurdity.
More fake identities, more disappearances, new super couples, old ones breaking up.
Highly likely. Major characters were set up for upheaval. New conflicts were brewing. Those hidden paternity secrets, returning villains. It's fertile ground for fans' speculation.
Absolutely. A reminder that even with detailed info, parts of Salem's history remain shrouded, unless someone conveniently regains a lost memory or finds a hidden diary.
Happens all the time.
Okay, let's pick up the thread in 1996. Things were clearly back in full chaotic swing, and one of the greatest soap villains returned to center stage.
Oh, yeah. 1996 starts with Stefano DiMera regaining his memory early in the year after being, seemingly out of commission.
And his first order of business.
Despite Marlena wanting absolutely nothing to do with him, he promptly kidnapped her, held her in tunnels below Paris, reigniting that iconic twisted Stefano-Marlena dynamic.
The classic. Viewers love to hate it. And Kristen Blake, who was pregnant by John and helped Stefano initially, she was probably hoping Marlena would just stay down there forever.
Probably. Cleared the way for her with John. But it wasn't just Marlena. John Black was also abducted by Stefano, faced a truly improbable escape, barely avoided a guillotine.
A guillotine in Paris tunnels.
Yep. Vivian Alamain and Ivan rescued him. International intrigue and guillotine escapes, only in Salem, tells you the stakes were instantly raised with Stefano back.
No kidding. And wasn't there some mystery woman involved?
Yeah, a woman in white turned out to be Rachel, Peter, and Kristen's mother. Seemed like she shot Stefano. But, Stefano.
Death is temporary for him.
Exactly. He escaped, very much alive, still pulling strings. When Marlena was rescued, Kristen got desperate. She'd secretly miscarried John's baby.
Oh, no.
But she kept pretending to be pregnant, used it to keep Marlena from telling John her secrets before the baby was born. Marlena got suspicious. Kristen kept dodging doctor visits.
And Stefano helped her fake the pregnancy.
Actively helped. Fake baby bumps, intricate deceptions, the whole 9 yards.
This fake pregnancy plot. It led to some DiMera family reveals later.
It did. Celeste Perot was revealed as Lexi Carver's mother.
Okay.
And Stefano was surprised to find out he was Lexi's father. Added another kid to his complex family tree. Lexi developed that complicated love-hate thing with him.
Always drama with the DiMeras. What about Titan Industries? Power struggles heating up there, too.
Oh, yeah. Kate Roberts returned to Salem, wasted no time exposing Vivian Alamain's deceptions. Their rivalry continued.
Victor and Kate got back together.
They reunited, yeah. But then Victor suffered a stroke, became unconscious, changed the whole dynamic at Titan with the Kyriakis family.
And Kate found out about Sammy Brady's schemes.
Eventually, yeah, and revealed them, which set off a chain reaction.
Sammy. This is where the Sammy versus everyone storyline really kicks off, isn't it? Especially her rivalry with Carrie and her manipulative pursuit of Austin.
Totally defined her for years. Austin and Carrie had gotten back together during the Gap years, but Sammy was furious, determined to have her family unit with Austin. Tried to regain custody of Will, who she insisted was Austin's son.
Even though the audience knew better by then.
Right. Sammy won the case, but then Will was kidnapped shortly after, found in France.
And Sammy was weirdly happy when authorities insisted on a traditional home for Will.
Yeah, played right into her plans to look stable for Austin. She leveraged the whole situation, and Austin and Sammy got married.
Married? Oh, Carrie.
Yep. And Sammy tried every dirty trick imaginable to keep Austin tied to her, push Carrie away.
Meanwhile, Bo and Hope were trying to get back together after their long separation.
Trying, but handsome Franco Kelly arrived. Working for some mystery boss immediately caused problems for them, specifically targeted their relationship.
And Billy Reed returned too.
Yep. And those deep, complicated feelings between her and Bo, still obvious, set up that major triangle.
The Bo-Hope-Billy triangle. Dominated screen time, didn't it?
For years. It kicked off hard here.
Yeah.
Jill, a character who'd been attacked, told Bo her attacker might go after Billy. Bo, being Bo, feared for Billy's safety.
So you went to check on her.
Found her at the Horton cabin with Franco. They got stranded, no boat. Bo tried to swim back for his wedding day to Hope.
He tried to swim back.
Yeah, failed. And when Hope, with Franco's manipulative help, found Bo naked, sleeping by the fire in Billy's arms.
Naked. Oh, Bo.
Wedding canceled. Bo insisted he only went to save Billy, but the damage was done. Huge rift.
While that mess was unfolding, Stefano was still pulling strings elsewhere, helping Kristen with the fake pregnancy.
Yep. He provided a pregnant woman, Susan Banks, who just happened to be a Kristen lookalike.
Of course she was. A lookalike.
Susan fooled everyone. Doctors, Marlena, John. Everyone thought she was Kristen, pregnant. And the real Kristen, wanting to lock John down legally, pushed him to elope. Hoped marriage vows would keep him tied to her even when the truth came out.
The layers. Fake pregnancies, lookalikes, international plots. Jennifer and Jack's relationship was still a mess too, right?
Total turmoil. Jennifer found out about Peter Blake's shady past, served him divorce papers, but she refused to take Jack back. Stubborn.
And Jack suspected Peter was planning to kidnap Jennifer and Abby.
He did. Bought a gun for protection. Jennifer, dismissing his fears because they were fighting, told him to get rid of it.
Oh no. Dramatic irony alert.
Totally. Peter made his move. Jack was waiting. They struggled. Peter got shot.
Making Jack look like a murderer again.
Exactly. Peter's emergency surgery interrupted Kristen and John's elopement plans, bringing storylines together. Peter went into cardiac arrest. Survived.
But then died later.
Yep. Another fake death. We're keeping count.
Definitely. How did they fake this one?
During the hospital drama, this guy, Daniel Scott, visited Stefano, ended up part of a Demera plan. Scott's body mysteriously replaced Peter's at the funeral. Peter, secretly alive, being cared for by Stefano and hiding.
Body swapping. The lengths these people go to. It's incredible.
Sammy, meanwhile, continued her relentless scheming. Borrowed Austin's car, money. Tried to get ahead, but mostly just sabotaged Austin and Carrie.
Did she find that blackmail info on Kate yet?
Yep. Discovered crucial blackmail dirt on Kate. Used it ruthlessly. Forced Kate to promote Carrie to a VP job at Titan that involved tons of travel.
Another attempt to separate Austin and Carrie. Geographically and emotionally, she was relentless.
Totally. Meanwhile, Jill, the woman attacked earlier, survived pneumonia, agreed to a police lineup. If she ID'd Franco, Bo and Hope might reunite.
Did she?
Nope. And then she told Hope that Bo went to the island out of jealousy, not fear for Billy. Revealed she and Franco were in cahoots. A double cross.
Wow, so Franco was manipulating things from the start.
Turns out Franco was working for Kate Roberts. Kate hired him to break up Bo and Hope for her own reasons. Layers of deceit.
Unbelievable. What about Laura Horton? She saw the pregnancy padding slip at Peter's funeral.
She did. The first solid clue to the fake pregnancy. Later, looking for Marlena, Laura stumbled upon fugitive Stefano, and the very much alive Peter witnessed the whole deception.
So Stefano took her captive.
Yep. Kristen eventually learned Peter was alive too, and about Laura. Stefano and Peter left town after a doctor performed laser surgery to erase Laura's recent memory.
Laser surgery to erase memories. Are you serious?
Dead serious. That actually happened. And Kristen made sure Laura kept getting drugged to boost the memory loss, keep her quiet.
Stefano using memory erasing lasers. The show was just going for it. The year ended with cliffhangers, right?
Major cliffhangers. Jack, Jennifer, Abby had a secret Christmas. Jack taking photos, afraid he'd be jailed for Peter's death.
Sammy had a terrible end to the year.
Awful. Austin agreed to travel with Carrie for 6 months. Will had a high fever. Then Sammy stole Austin's car, had an accident due to a malfunction. Nobody believed her.
Okay.
Thought she sabotaged New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Austin ripped into her.
Verbally tore her apart, then got in the faulty car himself. It lurched. Critically injured Sammy.
Whoa, karma. Shocking end for her.
Left her future totally uncertain. Meanwhile, John and Marlena shared Christmas with Brady and Belle. Kristen felt threatened, tried to get John to elope before Laura remembered the truth.
Did Marlena find out?
Yep. Discovered their plan, raced after them. But then news of Sammy's horrific injuries reached everyone. They all rushed to the hospital. Long vigil as Sammy neared death. Truly packed ending to 96.
Wow. Intense buildup, shocking reveals, dramatic injuries, technological memory erasure. Okay, picking up in 1997.
It didn't slow down, did it?
Not even a little bit. John and Kristen's elopement, interrupted by Sammy's accident news, pulled them back to Salem.
And Sammy's condition?
Not just injured,
Yeah.
paralyzed from the waist down, and no memory of her recent past. Amnesia.
Amnesia, of course.
Led to this seemingly kinder, gentler, younger Sandy personality emerging. Confused everyone.
So Austin felt obligated.
Totally guilt-ridden. Played loving dad and husband. Made Carrie incredibly uncomfortable, trapped by it all. Annulment was impossible with Sammy's amnesia.
And this led to searching for Roman.
Yep, as next of kin. But then news came. Roman was dead. Fake news, of course. Another death that wouldn't stick.
Believing Roman was dead, John and Marlena got closer.
Their bond deepened, yeah. But neither fully revealed their feelings yet. Carrie got that fake letter from dead Roman asking her to care for Sammy.
So she backed off pushing Austin. Felt obligated. Exactly. Started spending more time with Mike Horton, childhood friend, found comfort there. Sammy and Lucas, ever the manipulators, actually encouraged it. Hoped it would drive Carrie from Austin for good.
Little did they know. Did Sammy's memory ever come back?
Oh, yeah. Late spring. Another dramatic, soap-style turning point. Nearly electrocuted by faulty wiring.
A random electrical accident?
Yep.
Seriously?
Yep. And the jolt miraculously brought back most of her memory, including her old scheming ways, her determination to keep Austin.
And did she tell anyone?
Nope. Kept her memory return a secret. Added a whole new layer of deception.
Classic Sammy. What about the stroller accident?
Right? Carrie was with Will. Stroller fell in the river off the pier. Carrie jumped in. Austin saved them. That brief hospital visit for Will. Tests were done. Became very important later. Set up the big paternity reveal.
Okay. Now, the Susan Banks-Kristen switch plot. That reached its insane climax in '97, right?
Oh, the climax to end all climaxes. Vivian found out about the fake pregnancy, blackmailed Kristen into a Titan job, always looking out for number one.
And the delivery.
Vivian, John, Marlena, and Kristen, in a nurse disguise, were all there for Susan's delivery. John married Kristen right before the baby came, believing her lies. Vivian made sure Susan signed Kristen's name on the certificate, solidified the deception.
And Marlena kept quiet, believing John was married.
Agonizingly, yes. Felt it wasn't her place. Kristen tried to intimidate Susan, keep her quiet, but Susan started therapy with Dr. Evans, got some self-esteem back.
Good for Susan.
Yeah. She even convinced Kristen to hire her as the baby's nanny, put herself right in the lion's den.
Risky.
Then Stefano had a secret room built in the mansion cellar to hold Susan, anticipated problems, but Susan overheard the plan.
And started disguising herself as Kristen.
Exactly. Making bold moves on John parading around Salem caused total confusion.
This is where Marlena figures it out.
Yep. Watches the bizarre behavior, confronts Kristen. They struggle. Kristen locks Marlene in the secret room.
Everyone assumes Stefano kidnapped her again.
Right. Susan realizes Marlene is trapped, tries to help, can't open the door. Then she realizes Kristen plans to actually marry John, becomes horrified by the lies, starts plotting against Kristen.
Okay, this is getting good.
It gets better. In a moment of pure soap opera gold, Marlena tricks Kristen into coming down to the cellar. Susan sees her chance, foils Marlena's escape attempt.
Why?
To keep Marlena from telling John the truth before the wedding. But then Susan traps Kristen in the same secret room with Marlena.
Kept together. Oh, that's brilliant.
Their own scheme backfired. Their escape attempt later causes a gas leak.
And
It nearly kills them both.
You get found just in time.
Just in time. And Marlena finally reveals Kristen's entire elaborate deceit to a horrified John. Susan confirms it all. The truth about the fake pregnancy, the baby swap, the switch, finally out. Shattering John's world. Epic fallout.
Wow. Just wow. Meanwhile, Beau's life was still a mess.
Total turmoil. Estranged from Hope, fueled by the Billy situation, lost his cop job after punching Abe, lost his boat, hit rock bottom. Abe convinced him to go back to work, undercover. Catch drug kingpin, jail king. Dangerous mission.
Which drove him further from Hope.
And inevitably into Billy's arms when she got caught up in the operation. Abe suggested witness protection for Billy, but her leaving made King distrust Beau more.
So King went after Beau's family.
Threatened Beau, planted a bomb at the Horton house. Hope and Sean D were there. Beau saved them. Hero moment.
But he had to maintain cover.
Moved in with Billy for cover. More alienation from Hope. But when Viper, one of King's dealers, shot Sean D.
Shot Shanti the kid.
Yeah. Shocking moment. Beau and Hope shared tender moments by his hospital bedside. A glimmer of hope for them despite everything.
Did Billy help?
Yeah, when a drug bust went bad, Billy saved Hope's life. Later took the blame for drugs found near Sean D to protect Beau, got arrested, then released.
So the operation continued, took them to Rome.
Yep, Beau and Billy to Rome for the sting, and ironically, Hope and Franco Kelly, who'd confessed his feelings, also arrived in Rome for a modeling job.
Of course they did.
Right.
Only in Salem.
And Franco, still manipulating, made sure Hope saw Beau and Billy in bed together looking passionate. Witnessed their fake wedding ceremony orchestrated by King as a test.
Oh, Hope must have been devastated. Again.
And terribly hurt. Believed Beau had truly fallen for Billy, returned to Salem heartbroken, accepted that friendship ring from Franco, opened the door for him.
And what happened to Billy in Rome?
Captured and drugged by Max, one of King's henchmen. Lingering danger.
Did Beau find her?
Found her hooked on drugs. Helped her through withdrawal. Torturous emotional process. They bonded deeply through that shared trauma. Reinforced their connection.
Back in Salem, Laura Horton's memory. It was coming back, despite the drugging.
Gradually returning. She kept insisting Peter Blake was alive. Nobody believed her. Thought she was delusional.
Did she try to prove it?
Got an order to exhume Peter's coffin. But Kristen, Ivan, and Vivian cremated the remains first. Desperate move.
So Jack was still in jail.
Sentenced to life for killing Peter. In jail, his cellmate, Travis, secretly worked for Stefano, keeping tabs.
Jack's appeal denied.
Yep. Seemed hopeless. Then Stefano had Travis released. sent him to be Jennifer's new neighbor, Trent, installed a security system at her house, all part of Stefano's incredibly long game.
Stefano's webs are everywhere. What about Kristen and Marlena trapped in the cellar?
Their catfights turned into taunting. They had a monitor Stefano installed, watched Susan, disguised as Kristen, try to seduce John, highlighted the sheer absurdity.
That's twisted. Did Susan keep up the act?
Surprisingly well. Got Lynn to stop drugging Laura, fooled her own twin, Sister Mary Moira. Then she changed Kristen's wedding plans to that hilarious Presley parody.
Oh, yeah. John and leather, bride like Priscilla, Abe as Colonel Parker, Elvis music. Brilliant.
Provided much-needed levity. The reception got interrupted, though. Laura escaped the hospital, arrived to expose Kristen, unaware it was Susan.
So the search led them to the secret room.
Just before Kristen and Marlena died from the gas leak they caused trying to blect out. Found and rescued, Marlena revealed everything to John. Susan confirmed it. The truth was out.
Massive reveal. Huge fallout for John and Kristen. What about Kate and Sammy?
Heated confrontation. The blackmail photos Sammy was using against Kate fell out. Wheelchair-bound Victor saw it, suffered a second serious stroke from the shock.
Victor. Again?
Transferred out of town for care. Not expected to recover. Changed the landscape at Titan again.
And Sammy. She found out about Will's paternity.
The bombshell finally dropped. Noticed a discrepancy in Will's blood type on a hospital notice. Investigated. Found the massive secret.
Lucas Roberts, not Austin, was Will's father.
Pingo. Sammy panicked, tried to change hospital records, failed. The truth was undeniable.
Major reveal. Reshaped everything for Sammy, Austin, Lucas for years.
Totally. Reunited John and Marlena, finally free from Kristen believing Roman was dead. They enjoyed a romantic courtship.
But Kristen wasn't done.
Nope. Crashed their engagement party with Ivan and Vivian, now penniless. Stefano was angry when Kristen's threat to jump off a terrace foiled his plan to grab Marlena again. Shows Kristen's unpredictability.
And on John and Marlena's wedding day.
Kristen's final act of revenge. Delivered a bandaged, wheelchair-bound Roman Brady, suffering from chemical warfare effects, just as Marlena was about to walk down the aisle.
No, Roman. Alive but injured at the most dramatic moment possible.
Threw John and Marlena's future into chaos again. Kristen tended Roman at the DeMera mansion, lied, said Marlena and John were married, played on his weakness. John and Marlena awkwardly moved into the DeMera mansion, too, to be near Roman.
What a mess. And Roman's condition played into Sammy's hands.
Perfectly. She lied to her ailing father, said she and Austin were happily married, Carrie and Mike were dating, everyone played along because Roman was so sick.
So Austin got the annulment from Sammy.
But hid the papers, saw Carrie and Mike getting closer, thought Mike was better for her anyway. Sammy found the papers, though.
And Austin proposed to Sammy.
Believing Mike was better for Carrie, yeah. Sammy happily accepted, thought she'd finally won.
While Mike was helping Carrie, hiding his feelings, and Sammy's twin, Eric, returned.
Yep, Eric Brady back from Denver, another Brady in the mix.
And the huge secret about Kate Roberts came out.
Yeah, Kate didn't tell Austin that Sammy had regained her memory because she feared Sammy's blackmail. Kate had been a call girl. And crucially, Kate hired Franco to break up Bo and Hope. Explains so much of her behavior.
Massive reveal about Kate. Wow. What about Bo and Hope in Rome?
Once King was locked up, Hope learned the truth about Bo's undercover work, flew to Rome. Franco went along, sabotaging again. Made sure Hope found Bo and Billy in bed looking passionate.
Reinforced her earlier trauma. She went back to Salem heartbroken.
Believed Bo fell for Billy. Accepted that friendship ring from Franco. Meanwhile, Billy was captured and drugged again by Max, King's henchman.
Bo found her hooked on drugs.
Helped her through withdrawal. They bonded deeply through it, reinforced their connection.
While that was going on, Mike and Carrie went to that conference.
Yep, hoping to help Roman. Classic soap trope time. Shared sweet, romantic dinners, car accident in a storm, trapped in a remote cabin.
Forced intimacy, testing feelings. They got closer.
Much closer. Feelings undeniable. But by the time Carrie called Salem, Sammy and Austin were planning their wedding. Carrie was devastated.
But Eric's suspicions delayed the wedding.
Eric and Roman's concerns delayed it just long enough. Carrie went to the hospital, Mike helped her access the files, came back with proof. Will was not Austin's child.
The paternity bomb explodes at the wedding.
Explodes. Carrie presented the proof, delivered that memorable roundhouse punch to Sammy.
Yes.
Stopped Sammy marrying Austin. And then, dramatic switch. Carrie married Austin right there, with heartbroken Mike as a best man. Truly shocking wedding day twist.
Unbelievable. Shifted everything. So Carrie and Austin honeymooned in Rome.
Yep. Sammy, refusing to give up, manipulated Mike into attending a conference there, secretly followed them.
Dressed as a nun.
Dressed as a nun, the audacity, spied on them, stole Carrie's diary, schemed with Franco, also in Rome, to manipulate Mike and Carrie's emotions. Layers and layers of deception.
While that insanity was happening, John agreed to release Stefano for that jungle quest.
Yep, for Roman's cure. Before leaving, Stefano visited Susan's baby, Elvis, and the flashback, revealing Stefano fathered Elvis while dressed as Elvis Presley.
Still can't get over that one. Utterly, hilariously absurd. Cemented the show's willingness to go anywhere.
So John, Hope, Kristen, Stefano arrived at the Demera jungle compound. John and Hope imprisoned. Cure vial broken, needed a rare orchid.
Only John would whisk the jungle. Hope followed.
Their adventurous spirits united in peril. Jungle adventure. Tarantulas, hostile natives, cliff falls, fire, near death multiple times. Bonded them.
Hope nearly remembered something about Maison Blanche.
Close. But natives attacked, forced them to leave. John made it back, hallucinating from a dart. Seeds in his backpack let Dr. Rolf make more cure. Plane crashed in a storm on the way back. Another near death.
Meanwhile, Roman's last wish. Remarry Marlena.
Believing John dead, drawn to Roman's need, Marlena agreed. Heartbroken but felt connected. Before the priest, about to take vows.
John arrives. With a cure. Just in time.
Just in time. Roman rushed to hospital, life saved. Relationship with Marlena complicated again.
What about Jack and Jennifer? Jennifer working at the prison.
Posing as Hope Williams. Travis Trent, Jack's ex-cellmate working for Stefano, figured it out, kidnapped Jennifer, planned to meet Peter for payment.
Jennifer tried to escape. Jack escaped prison to find her.
Yep. Broke the law for love. Peter, on his way from the jungle hideout, got bit by a mosquito. Jungle madness, consequences.
At the Grand Canyon.
Jack found Travis with Jennifer. Struggle. Travis fell over rim, unalived. Jack fell to a ledge, survived. Got back to Salem with Abby for a secret Christmas. Temporary peace before Jack faced escape charges.
Vivian and Ivan met Jonesy, the rich old guy.
Yep. Vivian plotted to swindle him, pretended to be his lost love, Floridora, had Ivan perform a fake marriage to get in the will. Classic Vivian.
Sammy's scheming continued. Blackmailing Kate.
Lucas tried to stop her, threatened to take Will, didn't work. Sammy planted a negative story about Kate in a tabloid to prove her point, get a Titan job.
Kate gave in, made Carrie and Austin suspicious.
Yep.
Gave Sammy director of imaging job. More paternity fallout, too. Susan discovered Stefano was baby Elvis's father when he visited.
Kristen's still obsessed with getting John Jr. back.
Drugged Susan, got custody signed over. Susan sought brother Thomas, returned, intimidated Kristen with the Banks triplets, Susan's sister Mary Moira, and Penelope.
More lookalikes.
Susan asked John and Marlena for help, got her son back, left the country with baby Elvis, got him away from Salem.
The Bo-Hope-Billy triangle lingered. Bo omitted the truth about Rome.
Omitted consummating the marriage with Billy. Threw himself into searching for Jennifer to stay away from Billy. Told Billy how much he thought of Hope. Disheartened her.
But Kate told Billy to fight for Bo.
Yep. Billy became determined.
New Year's Eve cliffhangers. Mike brought Allie to the party. Made Carrie jealous. Austin clueless.
Check. Sammy attended alone. Franco started his seduction plan. Use Sammy to get to Hope. Make Sammy think he's helping her, make Austin jealous. Layers of deception.
Roman got a clean bill of health. Bought Marlena a ring. Kristen plotted revenge. Check. Bo decided to tell Hope the truth about Rome. Hope decided to ring in New Year with Bo. Check. But just as they approached each other, Billy fainted.
Looked pregnant. Potential ammo to keep Bo. Cliffhanger.
Huge cliffhanger. Wow. 1997, amnesia, memory return. Susan Kristen's switch revealed. Gas leak near death. Paternity secrets explode. Jungle adventures, fake deaths, Grand Canyon showdown. Elvis paternity reveal. More lookalikes, framing, major wedding twists, and that pregnancy cliffhanger. On to 1998.
1998 capitalized on that cliffhanger, right? Hope found out Bo and Billy made love in Rome.
Distraught. Billy was pregnant, used it to manipulate Bo, but Bo still tried helping Hope regain her memory, affected by Stefano. Traveled to the swamps near Maison Blanche for clues.
Found the mysterious swamp girl.
Yep, Billy and Roman followed them there. Billy suffered a devastating miscarriage during the trip. Lost her daughter Georgia, buried her in the bayou. Heartbreaking.
But then Billy did something awful.
Returned to Salem, staged a fight with Hope, made people think Hope caused the miscarriage through conflict. So cruel.
Bo stayed in the bayou. Fascinated by the swamp girl.
Moved there, bonded with her in catacombs under Maison Blanche, hiding from bayou boys.
Bo suspected she was the real Hope.
Suspected, later revealed, Swamp Girl was Greta. badly scarred in the explosion years ago that supposedly killed Hope. Georgia's coffin shipped to Salem proved Hope wasn't responsible for miscarriage, cleared Hope, discredited Billy's lie.
International intrigue continued. Roman and Billy in Lugano.
For the ISA, infiltrating smuggling ring. Coincidence? Hope and John also surface in Lugano, seeking clues to Hope's past.
That Miss Faversham, who thought Hope was Gina.
Yep. Faversham's assistant Lucille revealed Hope's true identity. Hope explained. Faversham persuaded Hope to keep impersonating Gina. Train trip supposed to help memory.
Vivian went to Europe too.
Yeah.
Harry Jonesy.
Yep, Jonesy died. Vivian thought she inherited house belonged to Stefano.
Stefano implanted a device in Vivian. Mind control.
Bizarre sci-fi twist. Alter her moods, make her compliant. Stefano and Vivian went to Europe, ended up on same train as Hope, Celeste and Ivan stowaways.
Salem characters always converge. Lucille tried to kill Hope. Stefano rescued her.
Unlikely savior moment. Complicated things. Greta, back in Salem, recognized John as a priest from Maison Blanche. Connected John to Hope's trauma.
Hope started believing she was Gina. Princess Gina. Stefano's lover operative.
Flashes, yeah. Part of Stefano's plan to turn Hope into Princess Gina. Layers of identity swapping. Intense. Dizzying.
Stefano wanted Vivian's power of attorney. Kate enjoyed Vivian's struggles.
Check. Stefano and Vivian married. Convenience and manipulation. Vivian discovered implant after falling from hot air balloon. Chip picked up radio frequencies. Absurdly dramatic reveal.
New young couple. Eric Brady and Nicole Walker.
Eric attracted to Nicole, Titan model. LA photo shoot. Shady character Jay from Nicole's past surfaced. Threatened her secrets.
Nicole kept secrets despite getting closer to Eric.
Yep. Jay and jailed man held truth over her. Revealed. Jay was ex-boyfriend. Taylor was Nicole's sister. Eric furious about secrets. Nicole made it worse, fabricating lies. Set up years of trust issues for Nicole.
The John Marlon and Roman triangle evolved. Kristen told Roman they were together.
Strengthened his resolve. Then he gave up. Accepted Marlena and John belonged together. Sacrifice moment for Roman. Kristen obsessed with baby Elvis, John Jr. Kidnapped sister Mary Moira. Threatened her life.
Susan returned from England with baby Elvis.
Yep.
Kristen found dead in pool.
Yep. Laura and Susan, prime suspects. Reveal. Kristen wasn't dead. Impersonated Susan. Susan held captive in a concubine. Exotic.
Stefano admitted fathering little Elvis. Confirmed the flashback.
Wild. Edmund exposed as murderer of body in pool. Susan's other sister, Penelope, an actress. Edmund killed her thinking she was Kristen to protect Susan. Peak soap opera lookalikes and mistaken identity.
Unbelievable layers. Susan helped send Kristen to concubine. They left town with little Elvis.
Remove that tangled mess from Salem. More fake deaths, exits. Celeste developed jungle madness. Peter, too, stalked Jennifer, Jack, Abby, bizarre ailment. They dropped out, joined a circus to evade Peter and authorities. Wild plot twist.
Jack, an escaped convict. Peter found them, took Jennifer hostage.
Yep. Accident. Jennifer presumed dead. Fake death. #4. Scheme to reveal Peter's identity to authorities.
Peter revealed, Jennifer reunited, Jack cleared of Peter's murder.
Finally, Jack, Jennifer, Abby moved to Africa, another core family exit. Stefano provided Celeste cure for jungle madness, tied up that loose end.
Sammy's legal troubles. Franco schemed into her good graces, pretended to help get Austin back, pursued green card.
Check. Lucas's drinking worsened, alarmed Austin. Austin disturbed by Sammy Franco romance, unaware of Franco's motives. Sammy and Franco announced engagement.
Sammy won sole custody of Will, falsely accused Lucas of abuse.
Vicious move. Austin sided with Sammy, fighting with Carrie. Franco tried to unalive Kate on wedding day to stop her exposing his green card scheme. Desperate. Lucas shot Franco to protect Kate, became real unaliver. Sammy walked in, saw Franco dead, fainted.
Fast-thinking Kate wiped Lucas's prints, put gun in Sammy's hand, framed Sammy for murder.
Diabolical. Sammy charged with murder. Drunken Lucas tried escaping with Will. Serious car accident. Sammy out on bail, conveniently couldn't remember a murder night. Amnesia again. Tried keeping Lucas from custody. Persuaded Austin and Carrie to be guardians. Kept Will close.
Roman suspected Kate. Backed off investigation when Sammy pulled gun, provided Kate didn't report Sammy's new crime. Roman compromised ethics.
For his daughter. Shows the lengths characters go. Hospital drama. Mike Horton struggled hiding feelings for Carrie. Applied for chief of staff. Craig Wesley won a job, sensed attraction. Launched smear campaign with Nancy.
Mike pursued Nurse Ali to distract from Carrie. Named chief of staff. Craig and Nancy took hospital jobs, kept undermining Mike.
Check. Craig and Nancy manipulated Ali-Mike romance, made Carrie jealous. Ali applied for head nurse, slept with Mike same week. Complications stacked up. 1998. miscarriage, cruel manipulation, espionage, multiple identity crises, mind control implants, framing, circus escapes, hospital drama. Let's wrap this decade with 1999. 1999 opened with Sammy facing the death penalty, framed for Franco's murder. Lucas, the real unaliever, racked with guilt, didn't want Will's mom executed despite hating Sammy.
Sammy escaped prison, fled with Austin.
Boston, blinded by love or something, believed her innocence. Kidnapped Will, found shelter with eccentric Tracy, quirky refuge moment.
Sammy turned herself in, escaped again after Lucas got custody, kidnapped Will again.
Escalated everything. Roman convinced her to surrender, feared for her life. Latest breakup, moved up execution date. Governor denied reprieve. Looked like the end.
Execution day. Tense. Lucas wanted to confess. Kate stopped him.
Persuaded him not to. As lethal drug dripped, Lucas stormed in, confessed.
At the last second. Simultaneously, Kate convinced dying mobster Roberto Borelli to confess. In exchange for care for his family. Multiple confessions.
Insane. Sammy's life spared. But question of who really killed Franco lingered, kept mystery alive. Sammy had doubts. Typical Sammy.
The Carrie, Mike, Austin, Ali quadrangle climaxed. Carrie and Mike kissed. Decided to end it as Carrie married to Austin.
Sadly, yeah. Mike slept with Ali, joking pillow talk about Ali's head nurse attributes. Innocent but bad implications later. Mike and Ali saw each other. Ali got possessive. Mike broke it off. Not real love.
Carrie turned to Mike, feeling neglected by Austin, busy with Sammy's escape. Bond deepened. Greg and Nancy urged jealous Ali to follow them to Vegas.
Yep. Ali saw them closer, took pictures, emailed Austin, sowed doubt, anger.
Devastated, Ali unalived herself, slit wrists, rescued by mother.
Tragic, dramatic, rescued just in time. Troubled Austin walked in on Carrie and Mike in bed in Vegas. Pictures confirmed fears. Punched Mike, ended friendship, told Carrie marriage over.
Ali cried, sexual harassment, Mike's job in jeopardy. Won $3 million settlement.
Huge financial consequence. Shows how personal drama affects professional life. Austin divorced Carrie. Mike and Carrie finally got together, left Salem. Closed that long storyline.
Austin, free for Sammy, but disapproved of her custody tactics. Sammy found new ally Brandon Walker, willing to take low road with her to get Will from Lucas.
Set up new dynamic for Sammy entering the 2000s. Eric and Nicole grew closer. Eric proposed, Nicole accepted. Seemed happy.
But next day, accepted $5 million bribe from Kate to marry Lucas.
Shocking betrayal. Cemented Nicole's scheming reputation. Eric furious. Nicole stabbed him and Sammy in back. Lucas got custody of Will now he was married. Nicole got cold shoulder from Eric. Eric showed interest in Greta von Amberg. Relationships shifted fast.
Major super couple milestone. John and Marlena finally married. Long-awaited wedding after overcoming Stefano's obstacles.
Ultimate super couple wedding. Honeymoon in Hawaii not entirely peaceful. Stefano's influence never far.
Beau and Hope tried rebuilding. After years apart due to Stefano's Hope is Dead lie.
Torturous separation. Seemed on track. Night Beau proposed. Hope gave cold-hearted rejection. Shocked Beau out of character.
Beau realized Stefano controlling things again.
Yep. To gain a painting, Stefano caused Hope to assume personality of late Princess Gina von Amberg, his lover-operative art thief, whom Hope impersonated before.
Hope as Gina used Beau's interlude with Billy as excuse, only interested in John Black, Gina's great love.
Check. Gina kidnapped John from his honeymoon for night of passion on a submarine.
A submarine still blows my mind. Truly outlandish plot point. Peak late 90s days.
Infuriated, Stefano discovered Gina's betrayal targeting John. John rescued no memory of submarine events. Confused. Hope, as Gina, exiled by Stefano to Paris, Beau followed, resolved his love would bring Hope back.
Meanwhile, the real Princess Gina revealed alive, determined to reunite with daughter Greta and beloved John.
Classic soap twist. Gina returned to Salem with servant Kurt Schwingle, learned John wouldn't leave Marlena. Defeated, Gina set sights on Beau Brady. Wedding planned. Another unexpected pairing. Cliffhanger.
Vivian realized Stefano's plan. Plotted downfall. Divorced Stefano after a convincing charade. Set sights on Victor Kiriakis.
Cycle of Vivian pursuing rich men continues. The younger generation grew up. Belle Black, a teenager, befriended new girl Chloe Lane, troubled, foster care background, classic good girl, bad girl dynamic. Unbeknownst to Salem, Chloe was Nancy Wesley's long-lost daughter. Set up future drama for next decade.
Wow. What a ride through the Salem of the 1990s. Exploding ships, acid vats, jungle quests, laser memory erasure, submarine kidnappings.
Fake pregnancies, multiple fake deaths, countless paternity swaps, more identity crises than you can shake a stick at. It was relentless.
These were years defined by grand schemes, international intrigue, intense family battles, love stories facing impossible odds, often including a lookalike or two, or
Which is-
three, or four.
The show was not afraid to be bold, absurd, relentlessly dramatic, just kept viewers glued.
It really does make you wonder, right? With characters faking deaths, having identical triplets pop up, literally changing personalities for a painting, just how far would someone go in Salem to get what they want?
Is there any secret that can truly stay buried for long?
Seems like the answer is usually not for long. Someone finds a diary, gets an electrical Joel memory return, or a lookalike shows up.
Always.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into classic soap opera history. It's been quite the journey back.
We hope you enjoyed unpacking these absolutely wild storylines with us. It was fun, wasn't it?
So much fun. If you enjoyed it too, please make sure to like this deep dive, subscribe for more explorations into iconic TV moments, and definitely leave a comment below telling us your most shocking or absurd moment from 90s Salem. We'd love to hear what stands out for you.